All right, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing another Walking Dead video for today, leading up to the 7th episode for the Walking Dead Season 11. In this one, we're going to give our thoughts on Eugene being honeypotted with a fake Stephanie. Alright, and possible spoiler warning if you guys are not caught up for The Walking Dead Season 11, which is now up to the end of The Walking Dead Season 11, Episode 6. So basically, with where we are for the AMC Plus or AMC Premiere option for it, which again, you can get through Amazon now, I think in most countries. So if you haven't seen Episode 6 yet, you can watch it there. Episode 7 coming up soon this weekend. Going to be a fun. We'll have the review posted for you guys probably, Sunday night or early Sunday, and then we'll probably do a live stream after that. Well, I have been playing some Brawlhalla. If you guys haven't seen it, done some Walking Dead gameplay videos of Brawlhalla, which I enjoy. Played as Negan, played as Rick, and it's been some fun. So, Eugene being honeypotted with the fake Stephanie in the Walking Dead television series. And I think this one is sort of confirmed because I think there were some subtitles in one of the releases that pointed decoy at the Stephanie that he has been talking with, eating ice cream with. Basically, the white Stephanie, pretty much. At least I think she is, right? The real Stephanie, it seems, may be the one that he saw when he was getting ice cream with the fake Stephanie. So the real one that he had actually been talking to before, which is African American. And in the comic book series, that's what Stephanie was. Stephanie was, well, she's black. So, but in the TV series version, it looks like they've kind of done this thing where Eugene going to the Commonwealth has been kind of tricked, and they have sort of set him up with an agent in place, if you will, or they've set him up with an actress who is pretending to be Stephanie, but actually isn't, and seems to be there to trick him and extract information from him. Which does also explain why Mercer and the others were able to catch them so quickly while Eugene was on the radio with Rosita. If the Stephanie that he's with is loyal to the Commonwealth and not to him, and is basically playing along with him in order to get the information then about the community and everything, then that's why they put her in instead of the actual Stephanie that he was talking to prior. So I think this one is true. I think that this is correct, and this is where they're going with the Walking Dead television series. We'll have to see if maybe there's a swerve there or something, but that seems like what's happening. And they had the ice cream scene, which kind of made me think, like, based on the flavors, they had that conversation, I think, on the radio. Now, that'd be a couple years ago now, when Eugene was on the radio with Stephanie, and I think they had mentioned ice cream flavors, and I believe the decoy bought the wrong one, and that the real Stephanie had bought the one that she said she liked, and that kind of thing when they were on the radio. But it doesn't look like Eugene has picked up on it just yet, and if he has, he hasn't really let anything out regarding it yet. And we did have some good comments and questions from you guys that we'll go through in today's video leading up to the 7th episode. Since I've been playing Brawlhalla, we haven't done another Walking Dead TV series video since we did the Negan and Maggie one. And that one, a lot of people were kind of commenting, because it seems like a lot of people sort of kind of read that. It's a fun one to read the comments on. Some of the good ones are like some YouTube user, "What is wrong with you?" I just like his name to begin with, right? "What is wrong with you?" said they're Batman's parents after all, and so did Alphameiz as well. Said this is how Batman was born, because JDM and Lauren had played Batman's parents in what movie was it? It was was it the Justice League, or one of the Batman part of the Justice League or DC Cinematic Universe that they were sort of trying to start, which I think they've even moved away from now, the Zack Snyder stuff, because it just didn't work or whatever. But they had done that for DC. So they actually played a couple in the DC universe movies. I can't recall which one off the top of my head it was. You can leave that in a comment below, but that's kind of funny. A lot of people sort of read it that way, that there might be some romantic tension between Maggie and Negan. It was a weird one, but a lot of people also got very upset about it too, as I sort of did at first, thinking like, oh God, no, there's no way they're ever going to do that. And I don't think they are, but it's just fun to kind of look at the scene and kind of think about it. The Walking Dead Universe36 said, Trev, a question. Okay, how do you feel about Daryl taking a play out of Eugene's playbook with the Reapers? Now, when Eugene did this with Negan, everyone hated him. Now, do you all hate Daryl for doing the same thing? So, when Eugene was an inside man for the survivors and played along with Negan, the big scary you type thing, and then also Negan did the same thing against the Whisperers, and even both of them were smart enough to do something damaging to their own team in order to gain the trust of the opposite side. So Negan did like the logs thing that the Saviors do and blocked off the path to the hilltop. And then also Eugene had gotten them out of the sanctuary because they were blocked in by walkers, if you guys remember. So the big scary you was the name of that episode. So now Daryl is doing something like what they had to do in order to gain the trust of the Reapers, and we're sort of questioning at this point if he's been able to successfully do that. Maybe with some of them, it certainly seems like Leah is vouching for him. Although they did almost try to kill Leah along with him too. So they seem to be a little bit crazy, and we'll see if Leah might turn on them at some point. But yeah, I don't think any of us hate Daryl for doing it. With Eugene, I think when it was happening, we weren't certain that Eugene was going to be on the survivor side. It did seem like for a little while that Eugene might go with the Saviors and just become a savior permanently if he thought the Saviors were going to win. But ultimately, Eugene was the one who ended up basically defeating the Saviors in creating the faulty bullets that, when time came down to it, did not work, and so Negan and the others were defeated. So really, as much as Rick and the others did defeat Negan and the Saviors, Eugene sabotaged them from the inside and defeated them even more easily. That's always something with war that's interesting, is that, you know, if a side can get some inside men on the other side, then it can be really good. I have heard some people try to say that the Germans in World War II, when they defeated the French and they just went around the Maginot Line, that was because they had some infiltrators in the French side. I don't know if there's any truth to that. I could look into that, but that is an interesting moment in history when they marched into Paris and took it and everything, and how that whole thing happened. I'll have to do some more research in the future myself, just for my own interest, and find out how that happened. Basically, Germany took France in World War II. They took over the whole country. So Germany was gigantic. It was included all of France and everything. The Reich was becoming huge, and so ultimately, was defeated later on. But that battle in particular, where there was this giant Maginot Line, which was these giant concrete, like this giant concrete fortified bunker system, where they could all go, and it was like this huge defensive system. And all the Germans did is they just went around it through the Ardennes mountains, because maybe they thought they couldn't get through there or something like that. But they just basically went around it, and it worked. And they went all the way around the line, came all the way down and in with the Panzers and which is tanks and high-speed vehicles, and were able to defeat the French before the people in the Maginot Line could turn around and come back. But was there some sabotage on the French side there? Did they were they not given reconnaissance, the heads up that the Germans were coming this way? And what happened with that? But it's interesting to think about. So anyway, people being inside men for the other side. So I don't think anybody's against Daryl for doing that here, Walking Dead Universe. I think that everybody's on board with it and kind of know what he's doing. With Eugene, it was a little bit different because it wasn't obvious that he was going to still be with the survivors. So we didn't know for sure. BJ Masterclass, decent episode. My only issue was I was expecting a longer Reapers attack at the night scene than like a minute. On the other hand, is anyone else living this darker version of Gabriel's storyline that he's been going on since last season? looking forward to where this will lead. I'm sensing Dwight's comic death will be handed to Gabriel next half, and so he thinks Gabriel will get one of the big deaths near the end. Well, I do think Gabriel will be killed off before the end of the series. I do think that's probably going to happen. But, yeah, we'll have to see how everything kind of shakes down. Some people think Negan as well, and some of the others too. Lativia Murphy said, Trev, did you like any of the Return of the Living Dead movies? So we did a video on what is a zombie. We took a look back at some of the classic zombie stuff and where zombies come from originally, which is Haitian folklore, which is pretty cool. And then zombie apocalypse movies coming from the Romero films. Did I ever like or have I ever seen the Return of the Living Dead movies? So those are like comedy kind of stuff. I've seen some of the Return of the Living Dead, I think. I don't know if I've seen them all. There's a lot of them are B-movie-ish and that kind of stuff. Some of them are funny, but I like the funny stuff just a little bit. I don't take it too seriously. Like, I don't make it a thing to watch all the way through. I just, if it's on or whatever, comedy stuff, maybe I'll watch it. But aside from that, it's like, yeah, it's no big deal. Anyway, that'll be it for today's video, guys. I hope you liked it. And if you did, please don't forget to thumb it up below. You can share a favorite and subscribe at the bottom left if you're new. That's it for this one. See you guys again soon for another Walking Dead video. As always, it's Trev, and I'm saying peace later, guys. See you soon.